Hi, Dr. Cheryl. It's really windy, so I put my hood up, and I'm gonna get cold because I was walking. I'll show you the canyon. This is gonna be a quick video. The ocean is right over there, between those two valleys. Those two hills down through the valley. I came over to this place because I was looking for a place to talk, and I haven't been here, but look, it says closed area. And that is what we are here to talk about today. Just something quick about surrender, because I thought I was in a place of surrender, and I'm always going to that place when I have to deal with any of this underlying stuff. But I meet with a spiritual director, whatever you want to call it. There's lots of different names for mentors like Gandalf, that come in your life on a regular basis, but you never know what's going to happen. And they bring an objective perspective in. And I met with her over Skype, FaceTime today. And anyway, she was talking to me about this meditation practice that I'm committed to. But I had started to do the meditation while I was walking, and I had added a million other meditations after it and before it, and all these other things that I thought I needed to be doing. And she explained to me that it's really intimate, so I don't know how much I meant to share on my videos. Sometimes I invite you to turn away, turn the other direction, away from your chattering mind, and go into your heart space. Because you'll get the most out of what I'm saying if you go to this space inside of yourself. It is like that. Give yourself a sincere smile. But she said, actually, doing the meditation I already had is enough. And it's such a picture, a metaphor for what I was thinking in my life, is this feeling from growing up again. It's never enough. You're never doing enough. You have to do this, this, and this. You have to be perfect. You have to get rid of all this stuff. You have to love everybody. That would be nice to love everybody. But not nice. I don't want to be nice. I want to be good. I want to be true. I want to be sincere. I had to turn around so we can see the ocean. I'm looking at it. It's beautiful. But I can see it in the camera. Anyway, so she said, trust that there's the ocean. That what you've been given is enough. And she lost me at trust, when we were meant to trust our parents, and they aren't, they don't come forward and show themselves as trustworthy and break your heart in a lot of different ways. You learn not to trust, but I'm not going to use that as an excuse the rest of my life not to trust, and not to trust the good, If I have $1 million and I keep not trusting that $1 million, well, I don't like using money as an example. I was going to say it's going to be able to buy stuff. It will, it will. But that kind of stuff can be taken away from you. And this is what happens when you surrender, is when I surrendered everything, then you find out that you're not missing anything. It's easy for me to say this, but for you, let's see. it's Christ again. He always shows me, because that's what I'm meditating on and with. And so they had me go back to the verse, that we hear all the time that people hold signs up for, John 3:16, But I just refused to read it in the same old way. I surrendered my understanding of it. And it was like, for love loves us with such a great love that it has gifted us with the divine light of God. In your heart space. That if you have union with this silence in your heart space, with the sun, the bright sun, the God spark of God that's within us, if you embrace this and let go of everything else, you'll continually have life. You'll have life eternal, life that goes on and on and on. You'll have real joy. You'll have real peace. Nothing will vex you. And I kept asking, but what is faith? Because the real verse, you can look it up, whatever, it's John 3:16. It's something that sounds completely different than what I just got in my heart. That's just what I got in my heart. I'm not trying to be heretical or anything else. You ask God what the true definition is. But for me, it's not, I was asking what is faith. It's not blind faith, because it's whoever believes in me. But it said acceptance, union, embracing. When I keep driving my car my way and it keeps breaking down on the side of the road, it's not faith. It's me. It is faith, but it's me looking at, nope, this way's broken down. This way's broken down. I just entered into this space where it was shining light and quiet, like a deeper quiet than ever. And it reminded me, the love that I was feeling in that place reminded me of the love that I felt, the resonance that I felt with Elliot, And I had so much grief and so much anger. It feels better like sitting this way. So much anger when Elliot died, because how could death take away this deep love of my life that I didn't have any other chance of reconciling with? But it was like, it wasn't Elliot. It was this deep spark of God that he had within him that I resonated with, that we felt together. When I was in Turkey, I got this download at this one place we were at. And basically, we'd asked for a message from God, sort of thing. And I was just open to it, to receiving. And when you're open to receiving and you ask, and I discerned too, I was like, is this of Christ, And I got this long message. It was really cool. But I was like, what is this? I do not understand this at all. And what I got in the message, that it could be symbolic. And what was conveyed in the message is exactly what I found today when I finally chose to sit down and not run around and surrender everything and be silent. And it was just like, because I asked afterwards, I'm like, this looks a lot like union with Christ. I didn't see it right afterwards. I had a meditation like a couple days after that, and it was shown to me a different way. I'm like, oh my gosh, now I understand. It's union with Christ. It's union with this Christ light, like people will call the Christ consciousness, but Christ was aligned with this love. If you don't understand that, if he says, there's a passage that says, I have come to give you joy and make your joy complete. The joy that I have in me, I want to give you the same joy so that your joy may be complete. This abundance that Christ knew, this light that he lived within, this, when I read the new man, he's talking about how, we have a seed inside of us. And if we don't let the shell come off and let go of our outer personality and surrender to this spark inside and let that grow, that is our life. That is our true life. It said in that verse, I forgot, John 3:16, he that believeth in me will not perish, but have everlasting life. Let go of what's perishing. I kept running after what's perishing instead of going in to where the life is. And in order to get there, I had to pray for a lot of enemies. It says, pray for your enemies, love your enemies. I saw all these things as enemies, like death as my enemy. Like Elliot's death as my enemy, but it's not my enemy. Someone's coming up. I'm going to finish this now. I love you. I love you. I love you.